Hey, you're home early.
This place is a wreck. Who are these girls?
You know, they're hookers, so it's fine.
I'm gonna be helping Preston, who's renting from us. So he's a customer today. He's trying to swap his 99 Civic to a B16. He's put it together, he's gotten it, we're pretty much ready to go in. So now all we have to do is take out this old automatic D series, swap everything over to manual stuff, and then throw that thing in and hope for the best. Now for today's video though, because he's a customer and we don't know how often he's gonna be able to come here, it's just going to be whatever we can get done today. So hopefully at the end of the day we have a running engine, but we'll see what happens. Since you got most of the wiring stuff taken care of last night, right now we're just gonna be going over and making sure that as much is off of the rest of the car and only on the engine as we can. We gotta drain all the fluids, make sure the hoses are off of the firewall and stuff, and other stuff are away, and then we'll pull the engine out once we get the axles and stuff underneath. Okay. So time to get all the shit out of the engine. I'll get the coolant, you get engine oil and transmission. Where is it? I don't know if it is. There it is. If you're gonna notice anything, I'm gonna make him do all the hard stuff. I'm gonna get the impact because I have this mount to take off. We're gonna undo the exhaust here. We gotta take this out so that we can take the shifter stuff off. Throw that away. And then we gotta get the axles and shit out. Come on, muscles.
Hercules. First time swapping an engine.
What have you done before this?
Oil changes.
That's it?
Radiator replacement.
God, we're screwed.
Yep.
When you're done with that, take off these hoses. That one and that one. They go to the for the training cooler. Yeah. And then I'm gonna get this compressor out. No, that bitch would have had that off by now.
You're right, you're right. She has hand-eye coordination.
All right, now that that's loose, now that it's loose, you have an extra bolt for your new compressor.
Yes.
Okay, so next, this has to come off. This cover. Okay.
Okay.
So those two 12s. And then we might not be able to snake it out of there, but we just got to get behind there to unbolt this.
Yeah, we can snake it up.
There you go. There you go.
Funny, that's over.
What? So here, you got to go with a flathead, and you got to spread these apart because they're like a lock.
Open up that thing.
Yep, and then take that 10 off. Do you have spacer? You have spacers.
Yeah, I got spacers.
These are so sketchy on standard studs. All right, so grab the 17 again. We're gonna hit these ball joints out. When it comes off, thread it on a little bit because we're gonna be hitting this and we don't wanna hit the thread. There we go. Come on. There we go. No anti-seize.
Oh,
Yeah,
just lucky.
I guess so. But yeah, so that's out. We'll pop it out of the transmission, but let's get the other side first. Essentially, you want to get a good prying point, and it just pivots it out for the snap ring. And then you're gonna give it a little up. Yeah, too much of an angle will keep it from. There you go. All right, now we'll do the other side. There she is. So next thing we got to do is this rear mount. So that bolt we'll get from the top. These two bolts we'll get right here. And then there's a bolt back there that we get. And that whole bracket will come out. Oh. I think that's gonna be it for down here. So now we can do all the radiator hoses since there's no more coolant. And then we'll work on getting that rear mount out. And yeah, we should be able to drop it on the floor then. I'm just gonna take off this power steering bracket so that it doesn't get in the way of the AC compressor when we pull the engine down. Since Sarah has our orange table that you've seen us use multiple times and we love, I said earlier that we were gonna drop it on the fucking floor. I'm gonna drop it on the fucking floor. So now that the wood's all set.
That's the last piece of the puzzle?
Yeah, the motor mount. All right, so I'm gonna start going up and you have to watch everything. You have to watch everything to make sure that it doesn't break anything.
Okay.
So the big thing we're going to be watching is going to be back here, because most of the stuff in the front isn't going to be much of a problem.
There.
Is that touching now? Okay. Good?
More. Go. Out.
Out?
Out.
Alright. Uringe TV today is brought to you by the letter D and the letter B, and we were filmed in front of a live audience. So now we're going to work on getting this out of the way, that in the way. And then we'll bring this down, and before we put that in, we'll work on getting the master with the hard line there. We can swap out the rate. Well, let's just take this one out, and and then we'll put the new one in once the new engine and everything are in. We got the two mounts, the driver's side and passenger side mount in for the B series. We got a new mount for the rear that we're going to put in after the engine is sitting in there. These two are generally just so that we can have the engine hang and we don't need it on any kind of hodgepodge usage of tools to get the engine to sit in the car. So yeah, we're just gonna wheel that over, get it all set up and try to get it mounted in so that we can lift it with the car and be done. All right, the arduous task of putting everything else in. So what we did with this was we actually wired everything on the engine. So really all we have left to do is put these on, put this to the fuse box, the starter wire, the connector that plugs in over there, and the engine is wired. So the last bit is going to be hoses, axles, the rear mount, and just miscellaneous little things. The only other thing that we have to do under the car, which we're gonna go up, put the fluids in and stuff, and then we're gonna go inside the car to get out the old shifter, the auto stuff, so we can put in your shift linkage under the car. Cool. So once we get the shift linkage in, then we'll go to the flat bay because you're gonna be doing the pedals and stuff under the dash. There you go, that should get most of it. See if it'll, oh, that works too. It's almost 3 in the afternoon, so we have 2 hours left before it's donezo for the day for him. I've been helping him a lot because he's a member. We only really jump in like this when you're a member. But I will say there's a small chance that he might actually get to move it out of here under its own power today. Unfortunately today we did not get it running. There's a wiring gremlin. It's not turning the ECU on, which things like that tend to happen with these swaps. Something happens that you don't know about or you're not thinking about that time. But most everything's in there. Shifter's in there. Master cylinder for the clutch is in there. Just needs the clutch pedal now. Engine's in, bolted in, all of the harness is bolted in. It has coolant in it and all the other fluids, so it's close, just not running yet. So the problem with the B16 swap of why it was having trouble cranking essentially broke down to a couple grounds. When I was rushing through it, I either forgot about it or decided that he was probably going to get it taken care of, and since he hadn't done it before, he was overlooking it because he hasn't done it, so he's not used to those grounds going on there. But it's always those silly mistakes that hang us up, and I'm glad that we were able to get it figured out and get it going and get him off on his way home with his new engine.
She fires up, she moves under her own power, pedals are in, fluids are in it. Now we just got to put the belts in, intake, and bolt the exhaust in.
Being that, one, you're going to be driving home for the first time with this, and two, you've never built an engine in your life or swapped an engine. How are you feeling right now on a I trust this scale of 1 to 10?
Well, I mean, I tightened everything down as tight as it was supposed to, so it should be fine, right?